Thanks for joining me for our ball workout. So we have the Pilates ball, and I have a full workout for you today with the Pilates ball. We're going to start off in what we call a Z-sit. So in the Z-sit, you're going to bend one knee in, and then you're going to bring the other one and bring it around back. And so if you're toppling over like this, let's just get a little pillow and stick it underneath that first hip, and that way you'll be able to sit upright, okay? If you have tight hips, sometimes you topple over a little bit. So I'm going to start off with just a little bit of pressure on that ball with the palm. So whatever knee is pointing that direction, the outside, that's the hand you're going to put into the ball. So I'm on my left, and then we're going to flex over. So we're working in lateral flexion here. It's a really nice side bend to kind of get the outside of the body warmed up. It gets us also starting into our Pilates breathing. So taking that deep breath in, exhale, flex over, and bring it back. Notice when I do this, I'm not letting my shoulder hike up into my ear, I'm just letting it relax down. Yeah, it takes a little reminding sometimes. I'm gonna do one more time here. Good, and then this time as we come up, I'm gonna raise the ball up in the air with my opposite hand, bring those palms together, and we're laterally flexing or side bending the opposite direction. So now we're stretching out my left side body as we go away from that side. Nice. If you can keep the crown of the head in line with the hips as you slide over, that keeps your whole body in a nice alignment without rotation. Good, and then bringing it back down, let's switch on over to the other side. So I'm bringing my right knee in front now, and then the ball's going to go underneath my right hand, finding that length. And again, if you're toppled over here and you can't sit up straight, just grab a pillow, stick it under that glute, and you'll be able to sit up a lot straighter, and it'll feel better in that hip. We got all kinds of modifications, no need to suffer. So the right hand's going to go here, and we left side bend, float that head up, and then bring it back. And again, coming into that breath. Exhale and inhale. Beautiful. Just notice how much bend you can get out of that side body, and you're just softening through the shoulders, letting that elbow come down towards the floor. Beautiful. Let's do it one more time. I feel a little crackle in my rib cage there. Sometimes it needs a little movement. Let's go up in the air now with the hands on either side of the ball. And we laterally flex or side bend over the opposite way. Side bend, keep that head floating rather than driving that chin down. And think about the crown of your head reaching to the opposite wall. And we're just finding movement right here in that rib cage. This is going to be the theme of the beginning of our workout here, is how do those ribs move and therefore the spine move? Right up there in that thoracic. Let's do one more. Good. I say that's the theme because that's what we're also going to work on next. So for this next move, take your ball around to the back of your body, and you're going to bring your feet out in front. So the ball is right at your bra line. It's a landmark that we use often. So find it right there at the base of your shoulder blades. We're going to find just a little bit of a C-shaped scoop here, so we're tipping the pelvis backwards, and we bring the arms up overhead, so you're back bending or arching up over this ball. Now some of us won't be able to get our hands all the way down to the floor, they'll look more like this, and some of you might feel a little discomfort here in the neck as you open that up. So if you need to put one hand behind, looks like this, just to support that neck, go right ahead. Let's see what we can do in that back bend here. Just opening that chest. And then if you need to put those hands behind, it looks like this. And then from here, can you just tuck your chin and come back up? Good. And again, little side bend, elbows out to the side. If you can do both hands and bring them down to the floor, great. Again, you have the option for the hands behind your head to support them. Feel how the thoracic spine is arching into that back bend. This is the opposite of our daily postures as we look hunched over at our computers. The next move, we're going to add some more range of motion out of those arms. So we're going to take the arms not only down, but let's stir them around to the outside and bring it up. Again, some of us are going to have a little bit of a difficult time here in the neck, just if you're not used to strengthening these neck flexor muscles. So feel free to do one arm at a time and stirring those arms around. So you've got one hand supporting your neck and actually helping lift your head, so these muscles in the front don't have to do it all. They take a little bit of development, but if you do this video pretty consistently, those neck muscles will get more strong. So I'm doing this one arm at a time just so we can get you guys balanced out if you need to do it that way. So switch on over, stir around. Good. If you're getting dizzy, don't worry. Just go ahead and stop and come on up. Beautiful. Okay, one more move I want to do here. We're going to do a little bit of side bending against this ball. So I'm going to take my right elbow down towards my right hip. Lifting that left elbow up in the air, I'm going to look over that left shoulder. And then come back to the center. That one feels amazing. And we go to the left side and we look up over that right elbow. So you're side bending. My rib and hip on that left side are coming closer together. And then I come back up. And again, side bending. This is all thoracic movement. So your thoracic spine is moving through all different directions. Let's get one more. Your ball, of course, will slide to the opposite side. That's just normal. And then bringing it back up. Good. Okay, so that was more mobility. Now we're going to go into a little bit of strength and abdominal work. So I'm going to have you stay in this little lounged position here. Now if you're up here and your neck is jutted forward like that, see if you can just soften it. Let those muscles relax in your neck. I don't want you to have a whole lot of tension there. Maybe you need to roll forward just a little bit so you can get those shoulders upright. And it should look like your head is just sitting on top of your shoulders like it normally does, rather than sideways like this, which is really uncomfortable and uses a little too much of those muscles. So we're in this upright, looks like there's nothing going on from the shoulders up position. Okay, so now we scoop that pelvis back. You can let your hands just rest on the floor. And we're going to walk those feet in. And from here, I want you to just bring those knees up to a little bit of a march. This looks pretty innocent, I'm sure, just by watching me. But if you're joining me and not just watching me, you'll notice that the body wants to kind of shift to the opposite side. So for example, when I lift my right leg off, I kind of want to roll a little bit to my left side and vice versa. So there's some stabilization involved, especially if you start to lift those hands up and do it without the support of those hands. So we're scooping that pelvis back. We call that an imprint. And we march it out and stabilize through those legs. Good. Let's get one more each side. Beautiful. And then lowering those feet back down. You can come on up. Ooh, that's some ab work right there, that half roll up. Let's use the ball now between our knees. Staying in that theme of abdominal work, we're going to squeeze that ball between your knees, reach those hands out, and that same C-shaped spine that we had, or that same pelvic tilt we had, we're now going to follow that through into the C-shaped spine. So we're rounding down. Don't have to come down all the way. And then we're coming forward. Get the image of your ribs and hips squeezing in towards each other or folding down in towards each other. Also, we always want to think about drawing that belly button to your backbone. So you're going to feel this in your abdominals, and you also might feel it right here in those hip flexors. That's okay. Just keep trying to pull that belly button gently to the backbone as you do this. Let's go and exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Might be a little bit opposite of what you thought. You can always do it the opposite way. All right, and now we're going to really hold that squeeze. stay back in your roll back here, and let me show you what happens when we add what we call a longer lever. We lift those arms up overhead, whoa, it gets heavier, and we lower back down. Now what you might have happen here is the feet start to hover. See if you can keep them pressed into the floor. You might have a little shake here. You might see my little shake here. Lower and lifting those arms. Try not to lose yourself into that neck, so keep the neck nice and long. Turtle head out of the shell as we bring those arms up and down. Woo! We got one more, I'm feeling it with you. And we roll it forward. Whew. Fantastic. Got some more ab work in you? I know you do. So now we're going to take it down to our back. I'm taking the ball into my right hand, and then I'm going to bring this left leg up to what we call a tabletop. So tabletop is ankle 90, knee 90, hip 90. Okay, so the ball goes right in at that top of the thigh, and I'm going to apply pressure two directions. It's like a reverse tug of war. I'm pushing with my hand, and I'm also pushing back with my knee. So if you do that, you're going to feel your abdominals, particularly on your left side, your left obliques, working to get you into this squish of the ball by your hand and your knee. Okay, so let's do that. Try to keep a constant amount of pressure there, and then let's take this right knee up in the air. So we've got this constant amount of pressure against that, and we're just going to take this right foot and bring it down and tap it up. At the same time, we're just going to extend this left arm up in the air. So I'm feeling so many things here. I'm feeling my abdominals on the side. I feel my hip flexor right here. I feel my abs all the way through. And this challenge is just stay balanced here. And one more. Whew. And then go ahead and bring that left down. Give yourself a little break. If that hip flexor is getting really tight, what you can do is give it a little wag. Let that knee wag out to the side, and that'll feel better. You ready to take that up a notch? I know you are. We're going to bring that knee back into tabletop. Give that hand press so it's a constant amount of pressure. This time the left leg goes straight up in the air. Right leg straight up in the air, and left arm. We're going to lower them in opposite directions. So we've got this crisscross, lower and lift. Woohoo, I'm feeling it. We have 5 and 4, a little shake going on, 3, and final one. Beautiful job. Go ahead and bring both feet back down to the floor, and again wag that knee out if you need to. All right, believe it or not, the right side and the left side will probably not be the same. So now we're going to take the right knee up, ball in the left hand, and give it that press here. Try to keep tension out of your shoulders so it's all coming underneath the arm and into that thigh. And then we lift this left leg up. And I'm just going to tap that toe down and bring it back up. What I'm trying to focus on here is closing the space between my right rib and hip. I'm like pinching them with my muscles, pulling them towards each other. 5 and 4, 3. Last 2. We got this. Final one. Beautiful. Take that break. I want you to let that hip flexor relax, wag out. This one's not as active as my left one was. You might have some differences between the two legs as well. We're going to bring this right knee back up, hand into it, softness in that shoulder, so keep that abdominal connection here. And now we straighten the left leg, straighten the right, and we go into this lower and lift. Lower and lift. 6. I'm shaking, you guys. 5. Good stuff. 4. Last 3. 2. Keep that low back sealed to the mat as much as you can. And final one. Oh, this might be my new favorite. so much goodness going on there in that core. All right, rock it out side to side. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then I'm going to take you into one more kind of fun exercise with this. Can you take the ball underneath your heel? So I'm going to go to my left side. I'm going to flex that foot and pull that heel down towards the floor. And then relax. So we're engaging the back of the leg here, the hamstring and glute, as we push down and then release. Push down and release. If you want to relax your shoulders a little bit more, taking those hands up in the air a lot of times will keep you from tensing up and also gives you a little bit more of a balance challenge. That's it. We've got 3 and 2. Nice downward squeeze. And final 1. Good. Now we're going to keep this downward squeeze. Raise this right leg up in the air. And we're going to keep the heel flexed as we lower and then point it as we lift. So it's a constant pressure on that left one as we lift and lower the right. That's it. 3. Oh, I feel that left glute. 2. Final 1. Good. From here, let your hands go to the side. You'll want a little bit of stability with those hands on the floor. Keep that constant downward pressure on that left heel again, and we're going to start to make leg circles with the right. Try not to roll off your ball. Downward pressure, you're just pinching it between your heel and the floor. And then we reverse that circle. 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Oh goodness, that was a great one. Let's switch sides. So I'm going to take the ball under my right heel now. Constant pressure there. Actually, I think we did a press. So we're going to push down and release. That's it. That's how we started. We push down and release. Maybe get this leg straight. Push it down and release. Push down and release. Feel that glute hamstring complex working together. 3, 2, final 1. Good. Then from here we took this leg up and we lowered and lifted. It might have been a tabletop on that one. That's okay. Lower and lift. 4, constant pressure. 3, last 2, and final 1. Beautiful. And then we take this left leg and we stir it around, trying to keep constant pressure underneath that heel. Big breath. Final 1. And reverse it. Go back the other way. 4, 3. Oh yeah. Last 2. And 1. Beautiful. Lower that leg and then release that pressure onto the ball, out of the ball. Okay, we got one more really good inner thigh exercise that we're going to do. So if you can come on up to your elbows. Now, this one's kind of tricky because if your shoulders are really tight, you can't get these elbows back here. So if needed, you can come all the way up, but I would widen the hands rather than having them up like this, because if your body's more in the straight up and down position, it's actually going to be more difficult. So you want to lean back a little bit. Recline. Now I'm taking the ball between my feet, but I'm pointing my knees outward. So knees are pointed out. Okay, and we're going to bring the ball in like a frog and then send it away. In and then send it away. Good. If you're on those elbows, just keep that chest lifted. Bring it in and send it away. Bring it in and send it away. Feel those inner thighs. We've got 6. So inner thighs and abs are working. 5, 4, 3. Oh yeah. Last 2. Shh. And 1. Beautiful. Bring it down. Time for a little stretch. We'll finish off here. Go ahead and lay back down on your back. Take that ball, lift your hips up, and slide that ball right underneath your hips. So you're kind of balanced on that sacral bone. And then from here, tipping that pelvis again. This gives you a really nice low back stretch. Feels great. Go ahead and plant those hands on the floor. Let's bring both knees up, and you're balancing on that ball and stretching that low back. Should feel amazing. Make sure you just keep your weight across those shoulder blades in the back. And then if you are able, you can stretch those legs out and let them come overhead. So this low back stretch as you balance on the ball gives you a nice stability challenge while you're getting that stretch. Beautiful. You can always do one leg at a time if you want to do a little split stretch here. Wow. Makes it a little bit more challenging on that ball. Good. And then one more time, bringing those knees back into your chest. Just hugging those legs. Maybe do a little head turn, right and left. Relaxing those neck muscles. We definitely used some of those today. A little head turn, see what you have here. Shh. And then bringing one foot back to the floor, the other foot back to the floor. Raise those hips up. Bring your ball out. And congratulations, you finished your ball workout. Thank you for joining me.